What is up, guys? Follow Trap here, bringing you episode 3 of Borderlands 3 What We Want series. I haven't uploaded this in a while, but I've been busy, but I'm getting a little free time right now. I'll get back into the swing of things, so I figured better upload one of these. And this is a series where your comments make it into the videos, and you can be featured with your ideas of what we should include in the next Borderlands series. So I get most of these ideas from my YouTube comments, as well as a Gearbox thread I will link in the description down below. So anyways, let's get started here. First, we have a comment from, and I'm sorry if I butchered your name, one of my viewers named Ryan Belayu, I think. I apologize if I butchered that again. Who says, I feel like there should have a necromancer class of some sort, like dark energy or raises zombies or ghouls, etc. For one tree, and then maybe in another tree you have like a plague tree that does a bunch of drain life or dark energy killing, and a third tree that has support tree that will buff other characters maybe, and some ways slow down enemies or something of that sort. Or maybe we should have a hunter class where it has a pet kind of like Death Trap, but different, where you can have a tree that works on many little creatures of some sort, one tree that has a giant tank-like monster, or one support tree. Now, I think this is a great idea because basically currently we have some DLC classes, as you know, but I would like some more classes. And we've had, in every game, we've had like the soldier, Axton or Roland. We've had the Berserker. We've had the Siren, and we've had the Sniper Assassin. We know like Zero and Mordecai, and I know those are cool classes and everything. But I would like to see more classes because the DLC. That was one thing I really loved about the DLC, was that it added new classes like. You got in Borderlands 2, you had the Necromancer, that was really cool, as well as the Psycho. I wasn't into that as much, but it was still a cool idea. One thing I loved that the Borderlands pre-sequel did was that it kind of ditched those classes where you had, the Sheriff, and you had Claptrap, it's Claptrap, I don't even know how to describe the class, and then there was like the Handsome Jap Doppelganger, and there was, new classes like that. So I think it would... I really think that adding these new classes would be a really good improvement to this game. And I think the classes he talked about were cool, like the Necromancer and the Hunter class. But even some more classes, like make the Necromancer from Borderlands 2 DLC, make that a standard class, or the Sheriff from the pre-sequel is cool. Make that like a standard class. I'd like to see probably 8 classes in this upcoming game, which is something I think was really important to help with the replayability and depth of the game. But that's just me, and that's a great comment, Ryan. So let's move on to the next comment, which comes from Gearbox forum user who goes by the name of Cadet50118, who says, bring back Iridium guns and original loot system for Borderlands 1. He goes on to talk about some other stuff. But what I'm interested in is right here at the beginning, bring back Iridium guns and original loot system. First off, if you don't know what Iridium guns are, they're Iridium from Borderlands. If you should be familiar with it. It's like the special element on Pandora. And in Borderlands 1, they had these like legendary, extremely rare weapons that were Iridium. That was their class. They were legendary, like ancient Iridium weapons. They were like kind of artifacts of like the ancient civilization from Pandora, and they were really cool. I mean, they weren't the greatest weapons in the world, but what made them cool was that they were very rare weapons, and they gave you a sense of accomplishment when you found one and stuff, and they were cool to hunt for. So I think that's one thing that they could bring back that would really help. And the other aspect I really like is the original loot system for Borderlands 1. In my opinion, Borderlands 1 has the best gameplay of the series. Borderlands 2 has the best story, in my opinion. But that's a topic for another video. But anyways, Borderlands 1, in my opinion, has the best gameplay, and one major aspect of that gameplay is its loot system, where the loot system scales very well with your level. So you don't need to grind bosses to get good weapons. You can get them from normal enemies. And another thing is, when you kill an enemy, if he's shooting you, say, with an SMG that does fire damage, he'll drop an SMG that does fire damage if you drop something, or he'll drop a rifle that has shock damage if he's shooting with a rifle that has shock damage. He drops the weapon that he's using. Borderlands 2, in the pre-sequel, it's not the case. They'll just drop they could be shooting you with a rocket launcher, and they may drop a pistol. I thought that was kind of stupid. But I think that's one thing that they can add to really improve the gameplay of Borderlands 3, if that's what it's going to be called. I think they need to return to the roots of Borderlands 1 as far as the gameplay goes, because Borderlands 1 had phenomenal gameplay. So that's a very good idea right there, Mr. Cadet. And now we're moving on to our next comment, which comes from another user on the Gearbox forums, whose name is Chitsa, who says, "Get back to enemies dropping the weapons they yield," which I already talked about a little bit. But here's the thing I like: daily events. I don't know what he meant by this, but what I took it as is like almost like daily raid bosses, because Borderlands is a very co-op oriented game. It's got great co-op. It's fun. It's fun to play with friends. It's meant to play with friends. So to me, this sounds like daily events, almost like RuneScape kind of daily events, where it's like, on this day you have this special quest you can do or something, or this special raid boss. And I think that Borderlands, if it can fuse it has a great SPS elements, great co-op, kind of fuse that together almost into MMO, but we do not want a game like Destiny. Keep it like the 4-player co-op, but have these special daily quests that encourages you to play with your friends, these special daily raid bosses or whatever. That'd be awesome, because co-op in this game is already great, and it only has room to improve. It's freaking. I think this would really help the co-op, which is already great, and it'd really propel it into the next level of a social gaming. So that's another really good point right there. And now moving on to our final comment of the day, which comes from another Borderlands, or Gearbox rather, forums user named Shuggy the Wrathful, who has 7 really good points right here. I'll just break them down here. Weapon proficiency, that was really cool in Borderlands 1. Another gameplay aspect, which Borderlands 1 excelled at, which basically meant that you could train yourself in how you use shotguns and different weapon classes and stuff, and you'd get points and you get perks, that type of thing. That was really cool. Artifacts, like in Borderlands 1, that's more like the Iridian thing is kind of like that, it's almost like Bone Charms and Dishonored, just kind of like that. It was cool. It gave you special buffs and that type of thing. Real Iridian weapons, we talked about that. Return to Atlas, that's more of a story thing. That would be cool though. In-lore support of the new U station, like in Borderlands 1. I always thought it was, no, not canon though. Excuse was a weak attempt to dodge the plot holes in Borderlands 2. That is true. I think Borderlands 2 had the best lore, but you could only improve on it. Like the new U stations, making them a little bit, better backstory and stuff. That could only improve the story. Dismemberment, like in Borderlands 1. That was cool. That was freaking awesome. Borderlands was really gory, but it was like almost, it's like kind of that crude humor fits in really well with it, and that that's cool. So I think that if they use that, it'd only be another aspect of the game. I know some people get kind of triggered, I guess you could say, about the gore and stuff, but I'm fine with it. Most gamers are probably fine with it. Most Borderlands players are fine with it. So I think that's just another thing that could help add to the gameplay elements of Borderlands. And then lastly, she says laser weapons. They were cool. I think laser weapons, as well as cryo weapons from the pre-sequel, very cool. I would like to see them added, but not take any other classes away, just add them, because all they can do is add more depth to the game, in my opinion. It's already really cool how you can use the corrosive weapons to counter robots, and fire weapons to counter enemy, that type of thing, and slag weapons to counter every weapon you can use to counter something, and just it adds to more to the meta game. And if you add laser and cryo weapons into that, just adds another layer of depth to the Borderlands games. So anyways, those are some things I think should be included in the next Borderlands game. They're your ideas, of course, though. And if you have any good ideas, let me know in the comments down below, and you might be featured in the next video. I'm going to try to do these uploads at least bi-weekly, hopefully weekly, if I can find the time. But, I got physics finals coming up and things like that, and, physics is a very hard major. But hopefully everything works out. So let me know what you guys think about, some new gameplay elements and stuff that could be added to the Borderlands 3. So, like if you liked it, dislike if you didn't like it. Subscribe if you want more, and just let me know in the comments, and hit me up on Twitter. Links in the description below. And check out that forum. Links in the description below. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. This is Fallout Claptrap signing off.